and that's what it's about. Gears of War is about teamwork in-game, and why should it be any different for casters?
Exactly. I've had a few opportunities to cast the Australian scene down under, never the European scene other than a few one-off matches from Jack and Loco and crew. So this is my first time, and I couldn't be more excited. Toby, I'm catching up here. What two teams are we going to have facing off in this first match with me?
I can confirm we have Evolution versus Team Odin, who have actually, I think they've joined the Farako organization now. There is one player who you might be familiar with. Does Aridity ring a bell potentially with you, John?
Aridity definitely does ring a bell. It's amazing to see him back and involved in the scene. I was in the chat. I had to clarify. I saw his name in the lobby pop up, and I think it was Trapstar that confirmed it. It is the same Aridity from back in the MLG Gears of War 1 days back in 2006, 2007. So awesome to see that name on screen. I'm on board with Snaky right now, who's fighting on low side.
Just holding his ground as the enemy team breaks up on this middle bridge. Shocker will be the first one to fall as Snaky comes in for the kills. Trading of shots now, 2v2 situation. Evo Devour trying to regroup with Redline in time, but he will manage to get the final kill. The first round will go to Evo, and a bit of a teabag going on there, John.
Teabag in round one. I wouldn't expect anything less from my British friends. Actually, no, was that Evo? That was Evo, my British friends, indeed. So yeah, they're starting the trash talk early, which is exactly what I'd expect in casting the European scene. Red Lion, I know, is also a veteran in his own right, and his team's going to come out on top in round number one.
I'm glad you've mentioned Redline, actually, Fallout. He is a new member of the team for Evo. He's been performing fantastically in Gears UE, just as well as he done on Gears 1, many might argue. But already we can see Odin have pushed up for this middle bridge. Snaky is receiving shots, is full red, but he's going to back down, play it safe, and regroup with his teammates.
I'm on board now with my boy Aridity, the veteran from back in the Gears of War 1 day. He's going to be holding it down on mid-bridge. This round's going to be a bit of a stalemate, the typical classic Canal stalemate that we've been used to seeing all the way back since 2006, unless that grenade can change things up a bit. Of course, it is not. So things slowing down here in round number two.
Looks like both teams will pick up all the chances they can in terms of resourcefulness with the power weapons. Devour has got his. He's going to hold this concrete block, just checking out the whole map, taking cover against this concrete block to make it that much more difficult for enemies to see him. Evil Boo, though, of course, he has the sniper for Team Odin, as it seems like, just to break this one down for Odin have taken the junction area. They're going to have map control, one might argue, because they have access to these new nades. But Evo Snaky has the torque bow, and he is actually pretty damn good, might I add, with this weapon. So anything could happen right now.
Of course, as you say that, Snaky's actually going to pick up and has an opportunity to pick up a kill with that torque bow. He's going to miss the first one, looking for the active. Going to place it on the ground. That's going to get the member of Odin full red there. Let's see if they capitalize. Instead, he's just throwing a couple feelers out there, looking for some opportunities to make a play and draw first blood for his team. He knows that he still has someone locked down in that middle connector. In my opinion, Toby, that is their perfect opportunity to use that torque bow to push a 2 versus 1 while full red and get an early kill. Instead, it's going to be SKR that picks up a kill of his own.
Yeah, but we've got 3, maybe 4 members down. No, excuse me. Evo Snaky is going to pick up a kill. He's going to be in a 3v1 situation right now. Very difficult one of that, as he has 2 enemies in front of him and a sniper to his right. And just checking out the cams, really, it looks like there's going to be a rotation and a pinch coming soon in the form of Evil Boo.
I was just about to say, if I'm Snaky, I wanted to push a little bit sooner than that. You just got the first kill. You want to ride off that momentum, maybe catch Odin off while they're maybe a little bit off guard or with their pants down. Instead, he decided to let things slow down for a few seconds in a 3 versus 1 situation, which is hard to do anyways. He got taken out almost immediately. Tied 1-1 right now, going into round number 3. Let's see if we're going to see a change in strategy here, as I'm still on board with Snaky.
Let's find his camera now, but first let's notice that Evo Devour has gone for the sniper rifle, and I think Odin are also playing aggressive on the low side again. Zaytok's going to get doubled down as Snaky still comes in with the downs and the pressure. He's going to have 3 members in front of him though. Good cross from his team as he goes in for this down. Aridity is down, but Evil Boo coming from high side, using those nades effectively to level out the numbers. It's going to be 3v2 situation now in the favor of Team Odin as they collect the torque bow.
And to be honest, I'm very surprised that Odin was able to turn that one around. Snaky was putting in such good shots, and by the way, I've loved what I've seen so far out of Snaky at an individual level. Instead, Odin somehow came out on top in that one. If I am Evo, I am devastated, and all they had to do was really team fire, continue to team down the other team, and they should have been able to sneak away to that win. Instead, they leave Redline, the veteran, in a 2 versus 1 situation. Torque bow out. Let's see what he can do, the new addition to this roster.
Of course, if anyone can do it right now, you mentioned Snaky playing very well, but Redline, he also has 3 kills, so tying for most kills on Team Evolution. And he's going to hold right hand right now, and he might catch out this sniper, and Grenadier coming in.
Perfect opportunity. He's going to miss the torpo. That is going to get them a little bit weak. He decides he does not like what he sees. He's going to back out. Goes for the second torque, and he's going to stick that one. A beautiful torpo from Redline, but even more so, maybe a mistake for Evil Boo, who should not have popped out while Redline was revving that torpo. And now, Redline, in a 1v1 opportunity, has nothing but momentum. He's going to take that momentum to his advantage by pushing the 1v. However, Odin, SKR, is having none of it. We're going to see a little bit of a reset here as Redline is looking to secure himself a 1v2 clutch.
He's certainly fancying himself right now, pushing straight across that middle bridge. No fear of that pistol of Shaka as he picks up these nades. Expect the push to come very soon, I believe. But Shaka, he's having none of it. You can see him just rotating across the map again, trying to keep distance and wait for the perfect opportune moment. I imagine he's going to go for the next sniper right now. As Redline, though, has got some nades in his pocket, throwing them across the map. But Shaka, he's going to see that one coming. He's got his number. But Redline, he still wants some more action right now, Fallout.
He does. He is playing very aggressive. The nade's going to be behind him, and he's actually going to pick him up with the grenade. So almost a perfect round for Redline, if I do say so myself. And he's going to secure himself a 1v2. And Toby, a very important point of clarification. Did you say fancy himself earlier? Was that a phrase that was used?
That was the term, yes.
Do I have permission to steal that? Because I love that. We say feeling yourself.
Only if I can steal some of yours, John, then we've got a deal.
Please do. Fair trade. It's a bargain. Sorry, it's a barter, a 1-for-1 trade. It sounds okay. Anything you want, you choose, you can have it. As we're coming off to round number 4 here. On board with Shocker right now. He's on mid-bridge. Full red here, looking to take out Anya, who's caught by her lonesome down low side. She's going to be able to sneak out and survive here. And once again, we're going to see this round slow down here just a little bit.
So we see Odin favoring that push down low side, taking the nades and the height advantage that middle bridge provides. But we see SBR, he's getting used to this concrete block, holding the low side to ensure no push comes in from that direction. We also see Evo Devour, he's rotated the snipe down to low side to give his team perhaps the opportunity to push, and I think that is just it right now. SBR is going to go down first of all. Aridity getting a nice headshot there. SBR is going to get the headshot back, though. The back A is still going to be a Max situation. A Shocker just managed to win that one. But Redline, he has other ideas coming straight in for this 1v1. Shocker taking no time to pause now, as that whack might have been fateful, but he's still holding his ground somehow, Fallout.
What a 1v1 this has been. On reload for 20 seconds, it seemed like an SKR Shocker is going to get taken out by Redline in the 1v1 when that really could have gone either way. Shocker was throwing some bows there. He was looking for the finish, not able to secure it. Good job by Redline, clutching up again. You called out Redline to have been playing very well, and since then he's gotten himself 5 kills and has completely dominated this map number 1 on Canals.
He's doing phenomenal right now, I believe, Fallout, and playing that high side area very well. We flicked through him in the middle of the round, and it seemed like his position was just on point, avoiding these frag grenades. But let's find him now on low side as he and his team favor the water push. SBR is going to get downed. SKR is going to go for in the shotgun bars, but Redline, he's going to shut him down straight away. 4v2 situation now, and it looks like Evo might be able to take this map right now.
Yeah, a very good map from Evo. We've seen a little bit of back and forth here, but ultimately from the individual play of Redline and Snaky, who's really made the difference in this one, all up to Aridity. The Gears of War 1 veteran clutched this one out. He's going to get taken out, and Evo does win map number 1. Toby, I have to ask you, in the grand scheme of the current landscape of the European scene, how does Evo compare to the teams like Infused, etc.?
Well, I'm not going to be biased in this one. I'm going to be completely neutral. I believe they are potentially a top 5 team in the terms of EU, and Odin are not far behind. I mean, I think I mentioned to you before we started the call Fallout that these are very close. 2 very close teams. I believe their qualification points were pretty similar getting into this one. So if that's any tale of what's come, I think this will not only be a close game, but just judging from Redline and some of the other individuals in their plays, I mean, I think Redline got 10 kills in the end. I think we're in for a very intense mansion, judging from past performances on this map.
That is great to hear. It looks like map number 2 is going to be Mansion, so expect that individual play to shine even further with nothing but fast-paced and aggressive shotgun work, something that I know from personal experience that the European community has always been known for. Very, very good shotguns and individual players, led the way by, of course, the undisputed great Jack Reaction, who I think we're going to have a chance to see play later on tonight, correct?
You are certainly correct, and I cannot... Well, actually, saying that, let me bite my tongue. I'm not sure if he's playing tonight, because I imagine, well, I've heard anyway, that he is not available tonight. But I'm fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
You know,
hopefully he is, and we see some action from him on Team Infused.
You know, I'm sure Jack owes me a favor or two somewhere along the way, so if you guys could tweet at Jack, let him know before Fallout, he'd be doing me a huge favor because I want to see him play. It's been a long time since I've had a chance to cast a reaction. Let him know that we're here. Hopefully we can see him play tonight. That would be a treat. He's such a good individual player, so much fun to watch, and definitely a personality, I'll tell you that much. Jack and I go back to Hypestation 2, where I made the mistake of challenging him to a chugging contest. I forgot what do you guys call what do you guys call chugging in the in England? I can't remember.
You know, I forget myself, but I've heard you...
Pulling, I forgot what he used to call it. Someone in the chat helped me out, but he murdered me, and ever since then, anytime I meet an Englishman, I make it my my one goal and one goal only to beat them in a chugging contest, just to make up for that embarrassment that was laid down on me by Jack.
So the primary characteristic of EU, perhaps, is alcohol. Is that what you're trying to say?
That is spot on, if I do say so myself.
Fair enough, indeed. We're going to jump aboard with Evo Snakey now. Do we get straight into this one? He's got 3 enemies coming to him. Coming at him from Boomshot as Evil Boo gets that nice back A. Jumping aboard with Aridity, though. He's going to fall straight away as Mansion is already off to a flying start. All down to Shocker, though, who will not be able to use this Boomshot to try and clutch this one up.
So first round does go to Evo. They continue to dominate here in this one. As I'm just tweeting this stream out real quick. My apologies.
That's perfectly fine. That is certainly warranted right now. We've got to give EU as much exposure as possible. They haven't had as much as NA in recent times, but I believe they thoroughly deserve it. But of course, from a neutral point of view, no bias coming in there. Let's look at Farrakh Aridity now as he is playing this 1v1 very smart, I feel, John. No need to contest that 1v just inside. He's taken the nades area to force a 2v1 push right now as Sean BR comes in flying to get that kill. Shocker is going to respond with a double boom shot. Great utility with that weapon. Very resourceful indeed. But it's all going to be down to Evo Devour now, who is trying to, I think, double back and potentially go for a snipe.
It looks like he was wanting to do that, but getting the communication from his teammates, he recognized that Odin was already set up, locked and loaded inside the mansion, so he's going to leave himself in a really, really bad spot here, where he's going to be forced to fight a 2-front war eventually. Let's see which fight he decides to take going up against the sniper. And I don't believe they have any boom shots left here, so he does have an opportunity.
You know, the smart thing to do right now, I believe, for Odin, depending on the confidence levels in this one, is to wait for the next boom shot. I mean, Devour's going to have a very hard time to get back into this boom shot area and try and contest to prevent that pickup, but that would certainly make the things a lot easier, despite Shocker already having access to the sniper rifle and the range that it provides. If Devour, of course, was to do a Mike Myers and run the map. But look at this. He's already on this front door trying to go for the shotgun battles, trying to catch out a 1v perhaps. But this push through the door is going to be a difficult one if he does try it Fallout.
Yeah, going to be a tough one for sure. And he's actually going to get taken out nice and quick. Very easy by Shocker in that one. So I'm glad to see that. A lot of teams would have waited for the boom shot to spawn, would have been a little bit lame in that one. Instead, Odin, very aggressive, very fast-paced, as you'd expect from watching European gears, closes that round out nice and quick. 1-1 here. We're tied going into round number 3.
Can't wait to see what the rest of the map has for us. It is 1-1 tied up, folks. That is the scoreline. And just checking out Odin Shocker. How's he going to play this boom shot area on his slow side? Looks like very confidently, at least. He goes straight in for that weapon slide, looking to perhaps take a kill out now. He is full red. Zatox, though, is going to come in support, getting that kill. Redline getting a double nade kill. That could be the change of the round, as Aridity will also fall at the nades. What great nades from Redline.
Yeah, very, very well-placed nades. He already showed on Canals that he could use those grenades very well. And here we go, off the bat, round number 3. I really like the strategy we saw out of Evo. Very similar to Denial running their 2 nade strats on the North American side. A very well-organized and well-executed strategy. And it goes to show you don't have to put your head down and run towards the boom shot to win this map. You can be a little bit more strategic than some teams think.
A little more calculating indeed. I want to jump aboard with Evo SBR this round. Let's see how they play out the nades on this opposing side. Zatox initially getting the first kill. Once again, good stuff from him. Aridity picking up a kill though, but where's he going to collect it? That is the question for us, folks. and it looks like he does. Shocker will fall though, but it's all down to Redline to try and clutch, excuse me, this 3v1 or 2v1 now situation.
Off to a good start here, and making even a better start. It's going to take out Aridity as well. A key mistake from the veteran right there, fighting a 1v1 when it was really unnecessary to do so. And Redline with the boom shot out has his opponent in a horrible spot. Somehow, Baird is able to dance, and Baird almost embarrasses Redline, but Redline secures himself the 1v3 clutch in the Gao Forum Pro League. What an unbelievable round from Redline.
I thought he played that phenomenally in the initial kills. Of course, we saw the back A coming out from him, despite being very red, collecting the boom shot before the flank comes in, which I think is a very, very good play of him in itself. And then turning around just to give the up A. No respect shown to the 1v1 flying in. And almost getting embarrassed, as you said, though, in the last kill. Let's jump on board straight away with this round, though. There's an initial push from Zatox. He's not going to get the initial one off at the start, though. Shocker is going to get the two-piece, and it's all down to him now to try and clutch this 2v1 situation.
Looks like he has a boom shot out in his hands, making a 1v1 as Redline's going to take out his teammate with the grenade, and just like that, after a great round from Redline, a key mistake, and Shocker capitalizes with a nice kill of his own. Shocker, 6 kills, 2 downs, 1,100 points. It's almost the battle of whose shoulders hurt the most between Redline and Shocker right now.
But look at this. We also have Evo SBR with 8 kills, and of course Redline with 8 kills. So they're really putting Devour and Snaky on top of their shoulders, so to speak, in these 5 rounds that have passed, with 0 kills for their 2 teammates. So let's check out what's going to happen this round for us, folks. Snaky, let's jump aboard with him holding that middle ground. Redline getting the nade kill, and again, so crucial for his team to try and win out these rounds. But Aridity is going to get it down. Snaky also getting one of his own. Zatox, though, he has the flank on this Beast Rider, who is the last one alive. It's Eva Devour. Looks like he could have the shooting glitch, perhaps.
Oh, interesting. He does get taken out as a result. You wonder if it was the glitch, but either way, a 1v3 situation. You wonder how much of an impact that would have made there, as Odin showing some life here, but winning the last 2 rounds. They're making it a very close game, as we thought Evo was just going to run away with a possible 3-0 sweep.
Once again, it is the intense rounds that we like to see. Round 7, ladies and gentlemen. Who is going to take it? Let us know in chat. If, of course, you can type before this round ends. We've seen such quick rounds so far. Let's see how both teams play out. The nade seems to be playing a crucial area once again. Zatox getting downed on the statue. Definitely the front man right now. As Shocker falls, though, the weapon side's not going to pay off for him. Evil Boo going in to try and trade a kill. Not going to work out for him, though. Redline getting the crucial 2-piece in at that nades area, holding his nerve very nicely in that 1v1 situation. And damn, SBR and Redline are going to come away with 19 kills with only 2 kills for the other 2 teammates. What do you think about that performance, Fallout?
Yeah, a phenomenal performance. In those situations, you know, you really look at those top 2 players as key players, but I'm really looking to see how Devour and Snaky react. I saw some great things out of Snaky and Canals, and the best teams in the history of Gears are the ones that have anyone that can go off at any time, not just the 1 or 2 key players, but the 4 key players. So I'm looking for Snaky and his teammate to really bounce back this next round, map number 3.
And
you know, on the Odin side, you know, my question maybe for the stream, maybe for you, is around Aridity. Aridity, did he recently come back to the game? And I know he took a couple years off. I don't remember him competing in Gears 2 or Gears 3. Awesome to see his name back. And I guess that's a leading question too. Has the announcement of the Gears European Open really woken up a few sleeping giants?
I like how you worded that, because that is truly the case. These sleeping giants have returned to the game. I believe Zatox and Evil Boo and even Shocker have all played since Gears 1, and rightfully so. They have actually returned very recently. You called that one correctly. I think it's not only the Gears UE vibe, of course. These are Gears 1 veterans. They perhaps prefer that game compared to the wall cancel system of Gears 2 and that Gears 3 offers. And so that, alongside this, a massive EU Open event that has just been announced, I mean, it's got to bring faces back, and you can see it now in Odin. This is a truly veteran team looking to put their place on this EU map coming back.
Oh, that is interesting to hear. So a great story to be told if Odin can do that. You know, obviously the game is much different nowadays. We saw some old school teams come back. We saw, on the American side at least, and really failed in a major way. It's been the new school players that have really dominated because the game's just played so much quicker. And the difference is it really comes down to one thing. people are just so much better at an individual level. They can do things we didn't even know existed back in the day, between reaction shots and back A's, and how mechanical the game is now. So it's going to take a lot of effort on the Odin side to really catch up at an individual level. But once that's done, I think it's hard to teach the soft skills, things like teamwork, things like chemistry. How do you practice? How do you prepare? That's something I'm sure that Odin has a leg up on over other teams over. And with over a month, sorry, just under a month left until the tournament, you got to wonder what type of work they're going to put in preparation.
And just looking at the Evo squad in comparison, in contrast, they have also been playing since Gears 1 themselves. So we truly have a veteran game right now. It's kind of like a blast from the past as such, because we're on Clock Tower.
Yep.
But saying that, let's discuss Clock Tower a little. It is completely different to how it played out in Gears 1. Would you agree, Fallout?
Yeah, 100%. In Gears 1, it was all about the 2 versus 2, 3 versus 2 line fight up top. Very, very intense, very kind of heat of the moment decisions that were made, spur of the moment. But now you see a lot of 4 up tops. You see very aggressive play. You even see some 2 lows, which is actually where we're going to see Evo bust out here in round number 1. So a little bit unorthodox in their opening strategy is Evo.
Yeah, Snaky indeed is going to collect those nades. Let's check up top, though, as Evil Boo tries to respond to that strategy. Redline is going to say no, picking up that kill. He's going to get downed by his teammate, though. Zatox picking up that kill as Shocker is already around this prism, getting that 1 kill. He is going to fall, and it's all going to be down to the veteran Aridity to try and hold this 2v1 out.
All up to Aridity right here in this 1 versus 2. He's going to get some good shots into Anya to start, but he's not able to push and capitalize just yet. He's going to get taken out almost immediately following. And just like that, Evo continues to steamroll here, up 2-0 right now.
Devour feeling confident himself. You saw a little shake from his Nasher, maybe a no gesture coming into play on this potentially final map. I mean, with the 2-0 score, yeah, you should be rightfully confident, but they've been very close maps. And what I really want to see out of Odin now on this map is to whip out these different strategies, see what they can do, bring the intelligence from Gears 1 that they know and love, their teamwork, their individual intuition, and see what they can really bring to this squad.
Look at this, a very unorthodox run I've never seen before in Gears U. He is a 3 low for both teams. Snaky gets taken out very quickly by, I think that was Evil Boo, and now Evil Boo is looking to take out another member of Evo that got caught with his pants down just for a little bit here. He gets flanked by Redline. Redline takes out 1, can't even get the second. Redline gets 2 and gets taken out immediately following.
Where did Redline come from? He just appeared out of nowhere. I thought Evil Boo was safe. Shocker has got the boom shot, though, going in, trying to get the wax in, and he does. Of course, remember, folks, if he tried to boom himself there, it might be in a trade, and that would be the round over with a win for Evo, but instead, he is brought into a 1v1 situation. Devour has the snipe in hands. Shocker still with the 1 boom shot left, I believe. So he's going to hold this height advantage right now. Devour keeping himself tight on this left corner.
And here we go. Yeah, you're right, though. A heads-up play from Odin to get the double melee rather than taking the suicidal boom. And he's getting the communication from his Dutch teammates. Looks like he had an opportunity to shoot a boom shot there, but Devour sees it entirely. And was probably just trying to bait a boom shot. I'm not sure how many booms he has left. If it's 2, he has a little bit of flexibility to let 1 rip early on here. As Devour is actually going to go to the very back of spawn. A little bit risky as Odin could take him out from up top.
Yeah, you're right, Fuller. I don't think I've casted over this before. This is a very unorthodox decision by Devour. Of course, he's going to have that sight line on up top to try and level out the height advantage that Shocker currently holds. But you're pretty much trapped in this staircase area, and it could open up for a boom shot down from above. So he has to be really careful now. And I think he's double checking himself now as he moves back to this Boltok area. But remember, folks, Shocker has access to the sniper rifle and has Devour effectively trapped, so it's all down to Shocker to see if he can collect this round win.
Yeah, and I'm wondering why Shocker is giving so much respect to Devour right now. Is Devour, necessarily known as one of the top snipers in the European community?
Not necessarily, but Devour is a very good player in himself, a very, very good shotgunner. And as you said, Shocker showing a lot of respect right now. But look at this, boom shot being fired. Here is the push from Shocker. He wants some going in, but sadly for him, Devour is going to shake his Nasher, saying no once again, as he somehow comes away with that win.
Yeah, embarrassed might be a word to use there with the boom shot in your hands. Call me old school, but I'm a firm believer each boom shot should equate to a kill. It's just such an easy weapon to use that there's no reason that shouldn't have been a round win for Shocker right there. So Devour sneaks away with that one. Not at all to take away from how well he played in the 1 versus 1 situation.
Of course, boom shot is just the most effective, most influential weapon on the map. And so shame that Shocker couldn't pick that one up, but he's already going to be in action this round as he's rolled back. Evo Boo is going to fall from SBR as team, Evo are going to pick up on the snipe pillar. Redline's going to take it down, get killed himself though. Devour getting a kill too, as it's all down to Aridity to try and clutch this one up, but the crossfire is just too much for him.
Well played there by Evo again. I saw some aggression from Evil Boo down low. They ran the 2 down low strategy, but pushing on, I think it was SBR's right hand was not necessarily the best decision right there, as Evil Boo did get taken out. So now I'm looking for Odin to try and change something up. If I'm Odin, I'm running a 4 up top, maybe a little bit more aggressive of a strategy, working as a teammate than trying to be super sneaky in their approach. And it looks like, as I say that, that's exactly what they're going to run here.
I want to see how Shocker plays this. Of course, he's playing up in this pillar inside the prism. A risky area if they're not pushing straight away. Aridity and Zatox are going to fall, though. It's all down to Shocker with this snipe pillar push, along with Evil Boo to try and equal out the numbers. 1 kill. 3v1 situation, though. He's bouncing all around. Picks up a kill. Could this be the clutch we want to see? Sadly, it is not. Snakey's going to hold his nerve and pick up that last kill.
Yes, what happened that round, Toby, I called them out to possibly run a 4 up top as a change in strategy. They did. I love the strat call, but they had no one watching the flank. They actually were not aggressive enough, and I think it was Snakey that came around on a very clean flank, was able to take out 2 in the host spot, and that's really what ultimately resulted in a quick and easy round win for Evo. So what came in as we thought 2 pretty evenly matched teams proved me wrong, as Redline looked to be a great pickup for Evo, and they won with a clean 3-0 sweep. Someone in the stream called that out actually on map 1.
Shout out to whoever that was in chat who called that out. I mean, I personally wouldn't have called that out myself. I've seen these 2 teams play against each other, and usually it's a lot closer, but as you rightfully said, Redline seems to be a very influential pickup in this roster. Very recent as well. I think this is actually their first tournament or league, really top competitive match that they're playing together. And you notice, Fallout, Redline came first on every single map. Wow. So shout out to him. I think he's got to be the MVP for me in that matchup.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Redline clearly establishing himself as a top player on this team, let alone in the community. I'm excited to see how he contests with the likes of Infused and some other top teams. But in terms of Evo, I saw Trapstar in the chat mentioning Evo is 2-0 for the night, a very strong showing and performance. They're looking to take that top 5 placement you gave them and turn that into maybe a top 3, top 2, as they have less than a month left to prepare for the European Open. Safe to say we'll see this team be competing in Nottingham in less than a month.
Certainly, and with the EU Open being so close, Fallout, there really is a sense of urgency now in EU. I think I mentioned this in the American stream, of course, your stream last week, that really from the GFL and the EU Open, 2 things have just appeared out of nowhere, and really, good competition and competitive environments for these teams to play in. And it really does seem like there's a sense of urgency. We've seen some roster mania between these teams. And I've also mentioned the esports orgs that have just jumped back in. We mentioned Farrakhan are now picking up Odin. Of course, commiserations to them, who we just saw them there. And of course, Infuse. XL Esports. Wow. We have Evolution. I think every team in this league now has an esports org representing them, and they have just popped out of nowhere. So it's fantastic to see esports skiers growing not only in North America with, of course, the Pro League and their own North American Open, but also EU.
Yeah, well deserved, and that's a very, very good point, Toby. All it took, who would have thought? All it took is one event and a little bit of love from the Coalition and Xbox, and bam, the European scene is not only kicking, but thriving and succeeding and growing. And those are 3 words I have not been able to use as synonymous with the European community within the past few years. So amazing to see, great to see a lot of growth and a lot of support for the European side. It's definitely well deserved. There are a lot of personalities, a lot of big names, and a lot of stories to be told on the European side that have kind of gone a little under the radar for the past few years. So very, very excited for the event, to be tuning in, to be watching, and to be supporting in as many ways as possible.
Too right you are, and I think it's probably the biggest event EU's had. I've mentioned it earlier in the stream, but shout out to Jack Felling and the Coalition. Of course, you used to work under the Coalition yourself, Walla, and it's been fantastic what esports Gears has achieved so far, and how quickly it's growing. I was only discussing with Blaze earlier on in the stream about Gears 4 and the changes it will bring in terms of respawn modes, and somehow how execution can sometimes be a bit more passive in terms of other esports. But I mean, we had a fantastic game we just witnessed there, a 3-0 sweep, which just happened so quickly before our eyes.
Yeah, I mean, a great game for sure. And And you're spot on. The biggest of shout-outs to Jack Felling. There's such a phenomenal team at the Coalition. The esports side of things, led by Jack Felling, of course, who is doing so much behind the scenes, kind of publicly, to really show support and help grow this community. Some great things that have already existed, especially on the North American side, and now some great things to look forward to in July with the North American European Opens. And of course, that's all leading into Gears of War 4, which is certainly going to be the biggest and best Gears of War we've seen yet in terms of developer support and sponsorship support. So very exciting stuff across the board.
And I can't wait to see the growth that Gears 4 truly brings. And I think Gears could be really boosted into the limelight very soon. But that's going to do us for that match, folks. We're going to go to a very short break. It was a fairly long break last time, but I believe, don't quote me on this, that the two teams are ready to play. So you can already see me adjusting the scoreboard ready. And it's not going to be a match you want to miss. XL Esports versus Team Infused. And probably the two highest ranked teams in EU right now, the first two teams to qualify for this league. And it's going to be our primary